Hello, welcome to another video broadcast of Master Investors Company. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to start elevating the financial well-being and creating passive income for yourself and family. Remember, what makes us rich is not how much money we make, but ultimately how much money we keep and how much freedom we have as we make and accumulate passive income. Having a high paying job that gives you a big salary or gives you a big paycheck for your hours of work does not make someone rich. What makes us rich is the assets that we possess on our asset column. Master Investor is an investment management company. I founded the company because I love investing, and so my career and my mission is to accumulate as many sound assets in our asset column, but we also are passionate about teaching financial education made simple. And we created a financial department that does that. So welcome to the community. Hit the subscribe button, leave us a like, and if you have a question, drop it below, have a comment, give us feedback, because to us it's important as we grow our company. We have more things coming out very soon, such as a book that is going to help you turn your passive income on. How to create cash flow using the internet, using our mind, how to elevate our cash flow that is coming in from our assets. Many people only know how to make money with a job. So here in this channel is all about passive income and how truly we can create wealth with changing the vocabulary that we have and applying the knowledge that we're given through this YouTube channel and other content that we're providing through our website. As you can find the links below, I'm going to drop all the resources for you so that you can elevate your financial well-being. Today's episode is about what is the cash flow quadrant. First, we must understand that the cash flow quadrant is composed of two categories, and in each category we have two types of people. So this is how the money world is divided. In the left side of the quadrant, we're going to find the E's, as we call them the E's because it stands for employees. Right below that is the S, which is self-employed. And oftentimes the E's and the S have a similar vocabulary. They exchange time for a paycheck. They work for money. If they don't show up, they don't get paid. That's the most important thing to note about the left side of the quadrant. 90% of the population lays on this quadrant and plays the money game on the left side of the quadrant throughout the whole entire life, because they don't know anything else better than to work for money and become slave to money ultimately, because if they don't go to work, they don't get paid. And oftentimes they have to do what money dictates them to do in order to create and get a paycheck. So training our minds to not have a paycheck and becoming an entrepreneur and an investor is critical, because on the right side of the quadrant, we find the B's as business owner and the I's as an inside investor. And there are different types of investors in the investing world. So we're gonna encourage you to become an inside investor. And I'll tell you why. Because an inside investor is someone that creates and invents money from thin air legally with fake money. Why is it fake? We talked about it on our last blog yesterday. Is fake because in 1972, President Nixon separated the gold from the dollar. Why did he did that? Because we were losing too much money by importing more than we were exporting. We were a consumer country, so if the dollar was backed up by gold and we're giving out dollars to other countries, we're basically giving our gold away. So he had to do something drastically, and from that point on, money became debt, and that's how money is created today. That's why the United States is over $17 trillion in debt, and it's not going to change because we're going to enter something that is called hyperinflation. And it's a beautiful thing for those who knows how to use debt to get rich. And that's what we're going to help you get to understand that debt is actually our friend. It's a way for us to create passive income and pay zero in taxes legally, because debt legally cannot be taxed. So by having a company, we have a better tax bracket. If you notice on the left side of the quadrant, if you have a paycheck, when you get that paycheck, you usually have taxes deducted, and the government has already stuck their hand in your pocket to take out their part, and they didn't even show up to go to work. You were waking up early every morning to go to work and exchange your most valuable asset, which is time. So we have to protect not just our time, which is the most valuable asset we all have, but we have to protect our assets, our money. And remember, it's not about how much money we make that makes us rich. It's how much money we get to keep. And so if we establish a company and we learn how to build a business that is successful, and eventually that business will buy other businesses and other assets that create and generate passive income or cash flow, we're on our way to true wealth, because wealth is measured in time, not necessarily in dollars. We can have a doctor on the left side of the quadrant that has his office and makes a lot of money per year, but he has no freedom. He can have, $1 million every year, and he has no freedom because he has to see all of his patients every week throughout the entire year. However, if that doctor changes the way he thinks about money and becomes more generous, then he can definitely get out of that left side of the quadrant and enter the right side of the quadrant by maybe creating a medicine or something that solves 1 million people's disease or a problem in the marketplace. So he doesn't have to be present to make that money. We can achieve that through systems that do the selling and telling for us. And we find that on the right side of the quadrant. On the B, when we build a business, it stands for B as big business, or a business is when we have a system of systems doing the selling and telling for us. We don't show up, we still get paid. That's a beautiful thing on the right side of the quadrant. We also get our the tax code and the corporate law on our side, meaning that we are on a better tax bracket. We legally can pay zero in taxes when we have the right tax accountant, we have the right team of professionals helping us protect our assets and minimize our number one highest expense according to the studies, which is taxes. If we can minimize taxes, then we already are becoming wealthy and rich, if you will. However, I want you to take from this video is that in the cash flow quadrant, we must understand that in order to become a business owner and an investor, we have to understand financial education, and we have to devote ourselves to become students of financial education. That's why this department was created inside of MASTERINVESTOR's company, because we are committed to delivering high quality financial education made simple, so that we can elevate the financial well-being of all partners. And so we can start by knowing that the difference between us, the rich, and the poor, if you will, the left side of the quadrant, when it comes to money and the way we create money, is that the left side of the quadrant has to show up to work, has to show up to the office to create and generate that income. They have to be there present. However, on the right side of the quadrant, we master the ability to build a business, to create and acquire a system of systems, because a business is a system of systems that do the telling and selling for us on autopilot by providing a service or product. Also, becoming an inside investor is someone that knows fundamental investing, knows how to read financial statements. We know how to raise capital, which is the number one job of an entrepreneur. And the number one skill is to sell. And without selling, because we have a system of systems, we know how to build a business, and eventually that business will buy more businesses that create more passive income. So we focus on building our asset column on our financial statement. And I'm gonna leave the financial statement for another video so that we can understand that in more detail. But in this video, I want you to take that there's a left side of the quadrant with two types of people and the right side of the quadrant with two types of people. And on the right side of the quadrant is where we build total freedom. It's where wealth and the riches, and that's where we're gonna focus on, because that's ultimately where we're going to experience what we love, which is abundance of money, passive income specifically. And remember that money after 1972 is just an idea backed up by confidence, because there's nothing backing it. So when money stops, it goes back to its intrinsic value, which is zero. So understand that here at Master Investor, we would like you to become an inside investor, because it's someone that knows how to read financial statements, how to invent money from thin air. Because once we don't need money to make money. Once we become an inside investor, we can master the ability to raise capital, because we have learned how to put a deal together, how to find something that money is attracted to, because money is looking for a home, if you will, that can multiply and grow. And there's so much money being printed out in the world that there is enough money for every day to find a new deal so that we can grow it. So if we can just put something together that is attractive to the bank and to other investors and to other savers that have money, then we can actually raise money, use OPM, other people's money, and still be able to control our asset. I talked about the velocity of money on a last video where I gave the formula and how we can quickly become wealthy in today's age, because first we have debt on our side, because money is created with debt. So there are two types of debt: good debt and bad debt. Good debt puts money on our pocket. Bad debt takes money out of our pocket every month, and it gets paid with their own sweat, with their own hours of work. However, good debt gets paid by other people's money through generating cash flow from an investment that we have acquired using that debt. So it's a matter of how we use debt that determines whether that debt is good or bad. So when you have a credit card, think about what you're going to purchase next. Is that something putting money into your pocket, or is it taking money out of your pocket every month? So ultimately, who's paying for the debt? If you're paying for it with your own hard-earned money, then it's bad debt. However, if we have acquired an asset, a business, or we created a book, or it could be anything that goes up in value, that makes money, and it eventually pays that debt on its own, okay? So we don't have to work hard to pay for that debt. So we should always think about where are we going to invest that money before we use a credit card, because that will determine whether we become richer or poorer. And that's the major difference between the rich us and the poor, that we understand the difference between an asset and liability. Okay, so an asset puts money on our pocket. We don't have to be present to make the money, because it's either a business or an investment that we have put together that attracts money and that generates cash flow, passive income. And a liability takes money out of our pocket. It could be a toy. It could be a jet ski that we wanted to buy because we love to jet ski. It doesn't matter to have liabilities, but we must pay those liabilities with an asset. So if we want a Porsche because we love a Porsche, but it's not gonna make us money, we just want to drive it, then we need to find a business that generates the monthly payments for that porch so that we can have it for free. Ultimately, it's about getting rich for free with fake money, because money is fake today. After 1972, when President Nixon separated the gold from the dollar, money became fake. Fiat, a currency, an idea backed up by confidence. So the cash flow quadrant is composed of 4 types of people, 2 categories: left side of the quadrant, right side of the quadrant. I wrote a blog about that. It was published on our website. Check it out. I'm gonna leave the link below. Make sure you give us a like. If you have any questions, drop your question below. Bringing you the good and bad news of money, teaching you the business principles that work in all economies. Check out our new book coming out this month. It's called How to Create Cash Flow from the Internet, Turn Passive Income On. And it's full of great knowledge. It's a manual to become a master investor, to become an inside investor, someone that can create money from thin air. Because today, money is dead, is fake money. So we can actually get rich very quickly, and we can actually do it by even paying 0 in taxes legally. So learn how to play in a team, acquire a great team around you, because investing in business is about having a team of great professionals around that can leverage us to the next level of our cash flow, and also to create a great service or great product to solve into the marketplace. Hopefully stuff that we're passionate about, how to monetize our passions, right? So, but if you have a job and you're working 40 hours at a job that you don't like, then you're boycotting your passions, you're boycotting the opportunity to create freedom for yourself. Okay, if you find this information valuable, give us a like, give us some feedback, and subscribe to the channel. Find us on all platforms at Master Investor. Look for the logo, and ensure that you visit our website for digital products at www.masterinvestor.education. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.